Hello audience, and today we'll be talking on the respiratory health and the relationship between gut health and the respiratory functions. Here are the fellow members for Group 9.
Now I'm going to talk about gut-lung axis. Before that, let's take a look at gut microbiome. It is a collection of microorganisms that live in the intestine, which its function is to maintain the inner balance of the body and regulate physiological processes. So, what is gut-lung axis? It is a feedback loop which links the immune system, gut microbiota, and respiratory health together. It is also a bidirectional pathway which allows the biochemical communication between the gut and the lung. After a brief explanation on what is gut-lung axis, it is very important to know that imbalanced gut microbiota, or in other words dysbiosis, can lead to many serious problems. For example, it can affect the condition of the lung, which may potentially lead to respiratory diseases. In other conditions, it can affect the immune system of the lung and affect the production of metabolites for protection against pathogens. An example of metabolites is short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs in short. SCFAs take an important role in regulate immune cells and immune responses.
Immunosenescence refers to the gradual decline of immune system function associated with aging, leading to increased susceptibility to infection, a higher prevalence of autoimmune disorder, and reduced vaccine efficacy. One key feature of the immunosenescence is the accumulation of memory T cells over time due to the repeated exposure to pathogens. However, with age, the thymus undergo involution, resulting in decreased production of naive T cells. This reduction limits the immune system's ability to recognize and respond to a new pathogen effectively. Furthermore, the capacity to respond to novel antigen diminishes, making older adults more vulnerable to infection. Another hallmark is chronic low-grade inflammation, a persistent state that contributes to various age-related diseases, including respiratory illness. And other than that, elderly individuals are particularly susceptible to respiratory infection due to several factors. Immunosenescence plays a central role, leading to weakened immune response and chronic low-grade inflammation, which impair the body's ability to combat infection effectively. Comorbidities further complicate their health, as many older adults live with multiple chronic conditions that increase their overall vulnerability. Additionally, polypharmacy, the use of multiple medications, can lead to drug interactions that worsen the respiratory issue or compromise their health immune function.
Because of probiotics still a type of microbes, number of probiotics develop some side effects like decreased memory T cells, chronic low-grade inflammation, loss of antigen response, polypharmacy, weakness immune system, and more serious comorbidities. Probiotics for those immunity weakness people, especially for elder generation, can possibly develop asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pneumonia, and cold.
Now, I'll be talking on the introduction to probiotics as a solution. So, probiotics are essentially living microbes, mostly consisting of yeast and bacteria. So these probiotics aid in balancing the microbiome in the digestion tract and further helps with digestion, especially in immunity and better respiratory health. And here are the following examples for food rich in probiotics.
Hello, my name is Faith, and now we're going to look at specific probiotic strains beneficial for respiratory health. The first strain that we're going to look at is Lactobacillus rhamnosus, which is known for its ability to modulate the immune system and enhance mucosal immunity, which is crucial in preventing respiratory infections. This strain also boosts the production of protective cytokines like interleukin-10 and enhances immunoglobulin A levels in mucosal tissues, which is important for defending the respiratory tract. L-rhamnosus also reduces the inflammation in the airway by inhibiting the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and has been linked to reduced incidence of pneumonia. The second strain is Bifidobacterium breve, which modulates the immune response and protects it against respiratory infections. It also enhances immune system responsiveness by increasing the activity of NK cells, which is important for controlling viral infections. This strain also increases the production of LGA, which lines the respiratory tract and protects it against pathogens, and also alleviates symptoms of chronic respiratory conditions such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease in the elderly. As we look onto the mechanism of action for maintaining respiratory health, probiotics like Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Bifidobacterium breathe positively influence gut microbiota, which boosts lung immune response and reduces infections in elderly lungs. These probiotics enhances immune cell function, effectively reducing respiratory inflammation and improving defense against pathogens. They also strengthen the gut-lung epithelial barriers, blocking pathogens from invading tissues, thereby promoting both respiratory and gut health.
Moving on, probiotics can help mitigate respiratory and immune challenges in the elderly by strengthening their general immunity, enhancing mucosal immunity, combating inflammation, and also reducing severity of infections. Probiotics can strengthen general immunity by improving and restoring relationships between gut microbiota and the human body. To achieve this, probiotics increase the diversity and population of beneficial bacteria. Then, the body can be prevented from being infected by many different diseases. Besides, probiotics can also strengthen mucosal immunity by preventing pathogens from entering the respiratory system. It was found that ingesting probiotic Lactobacillus helveticus can produce an immunoprotective impact on mucosal immunity by increasing the number of cells secreting IgA, which is a type of antibody in the gut, and the probiotic can also induce antimicrobial peptides and stimulate mucus secretion. Furthermore, probiotics can reduce severity of infections, especially in the upper respiratory and GI tract. Probiotics can regulate immune responses by inducing and increasing production of immune cells, such as the natural killer cells, T cells, and antigen-presenting cells. They can also cause more production of antibodies in the lungs. Probiotics can combat inflammation as it induces production of anti-inflammatory molecules, which stops inflammation to prevent overactive immune responses. This can then restore the balance between pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory molecules.
In conclusion, probiotics is very essential for the elderly, with its many benefits and applications that can really help improve overall body health, especially for respiratory health in the elderly. Thank you for tuning in to our presentation and have a nice day.